The chief prosecutor of the International Criminal Court is seeking to open an investigation into the Philippine government's war on drugs. President Rodrigo Duterte's regime has killed at least 6,000 suspected drug dealers. The ICC claims this could amount to crimes against humanity. The Philippines is not a member of the ICC, and Duterte says that he will not cooperate with the investigation, calling it politically motivated. Let's get more. We are joined by Carlos Conde. He is a senior Philippines researcher at the Human Rights Watch group, and he joins us from Manila. Welcome to you, Carlos, and thank you so much for being on the program. Talk with us a little bit more about the war on drugs in Duterte's Philippines.
The war on drugs, which started in 2016 when Duterte became president, has killed thousands and thousands of Filipinos, mostly poor Filipinos across the Philippines. And this has been the one single human rights catastrophe this country has ever seen. And so, hundreds and thousands of families have been suffering from the impact of the drug war, including children. And this has debilitated and devastated their lives. And so this news today or last night about the ICC requesting an investigation into these killings is definitely a welcome news for many of these victims of the drug war. And also there's a lot of hope that this will ultimately lead to accountability.
How high can that hope possibly be, though, Carlos? Let me ask you, because, as we've heard, Duterte says he couldn't care less about the court's investigation. He's also said that he will not cooperate. So realistically speaking, how far can the ICC get under those conditions, you think?
Well, the hope is that this can get as high as possible to Duterte. In fact, in the request filing that prosecutor Bensuda filed before the ICC pre-trial chamber, it was clear that she made a connection between public officials, police, drug officials, and local government officials who enforce the war on drugs to a connection to the president himself. So I think the ICC investigators are going to aim pretty high on this one. Now, whether Duterte will cooperate with the investigators, at this point, actually, that does not matter a lot to a lot of these victims, because he has said the same thing to the special rapporteur of the UN on extrajudicial killings, and he has pretty much taken efforts to try to evade accountability. But this has not stopped the ICC from conducting its preliminary examination, and now it has not stopped ex-prosecutor Bensuda to request a formal investigation.
Where does the public stand on all of this? I'm just curious, because, Duterte, he always defends his crackdown, claiming that he's only doing what the people want him to do.
But to a large degree, the Filipino public still support him. He is still extremely popular. His drug war policy, if you talk to people and his supporters, they're very, very vocal about supporting it. So I think the administration is counting very much on this public support. But on the other hand, I think that this decision by the ICC to really commence the process of accountability will hopefully that will swing some perspectives toward justice and toward accountability, and to really force the government to end the continuing killings in the Philippines related to the drug war, because even as we speak, the killings are still happening on a regular basis. And so I think that this decision by the ICC prosecutor will help convince some segment of the Filipino public to let accountability take its course.
And it could amount to crimes against humanity as the ICC attempts to get underway with this investigation. Carlos Conde, senior Philippines researcher at Human Rights Watch, thank you so much.